Hey there, my name is Dustin Vandelar, and this is for the TEM 250 design methodology class. This is to kind of give like a video support towards my developed product, if you will. So currently we have this. It's a cup holder for a sports bike, if you will, or commonly known as a crotch rocket, or other nicknames as you will. But so far, so this kind of is a quick little example. This is still the prototype. I don't know if I'll build something further, but this is about as advanced as it's gonna get as far as right now. I did nothing but improve on it. So what it is basically I took like a older movie cup that's bigger than your standard cup, and I shaved it down so you could have like a little inlet where it holds like the standard 32 ounce, let's say like QT cup. That's what this is, as you can see. It holds it just fine, and what it is that it's basically mounted to a little pedestal in the whole 9 yards. This little pedestal, I'll show you where that goes in a second, but it goes down in the little rod, or the rod goes down in a hole on the bike. And as you can see, there's like shrink wrap, and I have some duct tapes to kind of add a little bit of layers to it. But I accidentally spray painted over it. But what it is, that's like a little rubber stopper to kind of help it stop at a certain point down that rod. So that way we get it to stand at a certain position. You can also see that it's at an angle as well. So that way it hovers over the gas tank. You can kind of see how here's the hole. So I'm going to go ahead and put this down there. But from that hole, you can see that there's a little divot where we needed to have that angle. So if we put it in there, it stops at the position it needs to stop at. Not exactly supposed to do that, but I have it full of water right now. I'll have to get it better positioned, so take that out for now. But so once I position it correctly, it'll work. But so I have that. The rubber stoppers to help keep it within the cup within the little holder. It sits just right. Right underneath the windshield screen, so that way the wind goes right over it. The only thing it's going to hit is the straw, which big whoop about that. And as you can see, I do have, well, here, go and open it for you real quick. I do have water in there, so that's why it wasn't as working as well as it should have for a quick second. But so I'm gonna have to go ahead and pause and stop, because the fun thing is I tried using, since I don't have the extra $200 to go buy a GoPro or anything like that, I tried jimmy rigging my phone to my belt, which wasn't going to work as well as I thought, because you can't hear me do any commentary. So I figured, I'll just go ahead and do this and hold the phone by hand. Not the safest option to do, not what I want to promote, but I have been riding for over 8, almost 9 years, so it's not that much to me riding one-handed. So if you go ahead and give me just a minute, we'll go ahead and pause this, and we'll go ahead and get started up, and I'll go ahead and show you how that works. So I apologize, but this is how it generally is going to look. It's sitting in there nice and snug now, has this little spot. The typical general idea behind this is that you still want to try and use the basic concept to avoid spilling any liquid, so point the straw to the back of the cup, of course. That way if it turns any direction, because this is also built to have like a center of gravity, so that way whenever it turns one direction or the other, is that it's going to, the liquid will flow with the bike, because the heavier the liquid, the further back it's going to flow if I turn this way. So general concept, it's going to follow. But anyway, so it has its rotation, that way it can kind of go with the flow of the bike, but not too much. I didn't explain it, but at the very end there's like a little dent in the bottom of the tubing, which actually stops it from really going too far. It has some fun after it gets to a certain point. So that way we can prevent it from going too far. And I apologize if my bike's a little loud. I'm trying to talk over it, but it is a sports bike. You gotta have it loud, ego thing. Anyway, so give me a second. I'm gonna go and get the bike running, because it's gonna be hard to kind of start it up holding this in hand. So, all right, so now we're on the go, and as you can see, it works pretty well. I'm gonna go ahead and take a turn. Let's sit back a little ways. Take another turn right here. And it stays pretty still for the most part. Unfortunately, I don't want to try this on freeway speeds, actually going what they're going up over there. So, like trying to hold my phone, that is. But it does work, because I rode out to this parking lot with this in here with the liquid in it, just to test it for verification purposes at higher speeds. But right now I'm going probably about 20 to 30 miles an hour, and it's not even moving whatsoever, even when I take a nice turn. So I don't even have to worry about half of it to begin with. So as you can tell, it actually works really well. A little bit long of a YouTube video for you, but at least gets the general idea of what's happening with this. So, and doing a decent turn. I hate bumps sometimes, but as you can tell, it actually works pretty well. I apologize, I can't take faster turns to really show it off, but you just have to trust my word that it does work. So, yeah, 30 mile an hour turns one-handed is not the funnest thing to try and do, but it works. So pivoting, you can see that it actually holds pretty well as far as all is concerned. And I'll go into a little bit more detail, just take an extra minute to kind of explain why I chose it this way. So the overall reason why I chose to actually have it in the center of that was actually assistance from a few other people as far as giving me a design concept. Because originally, you know, I was thinking of taking apart the plastics down here, you know, making like a little door hinge. But people started saying, they're like, well, the whole dynamic of the bike, excuse me, is that the airflow follows the plastic. So if you have something hanging out of the plastic, it's going to be taking a chunk of the airflow, and there's a good chance that it'll just rip off after a certain amount of time. So like that makes sense, and it's pushing a lot of pressure in somewhere that it shouldn't. Why damage something that if you can avoid it? So I started thinking, why not put it somewhere like remake the seat? But that's a lot of work to try and do for something as quick as this, or a little bit more of a basic prototype. And what if you actually want to give somebody a ride? Once you change this out, then, you know, you're kind of SOL. So I started thinking maybe I can manufacture it into the plastic. But yet again, the same concept follows. Even though no wind flow is falling into it, this is actually a major part that I need to not touch, is what I found out. So even though it's plastic and stuff, really shouldn't hollow into there, because that's where all my battery and wires are and stuff like that. If any liquid happens to fall out, I short out my bike. That's no fun. So I started thinking maybe I can get it up in here or something like that, which doesn't really work either, because even though I don't really turn with my handlebars, some people do. So it would inhibit other people that actually use the turning of the handlebars, whereas these bikes are supposed to be meant to be leaned. So the other part that we came across was this little hole, as you can see up in here. Take that out real quick. But yeah, so that hole, it's like it's center of gravity. It's easy to reach, so that way somebody's not trying to reach behind them, on the side of them, down and out of the way. It's directly right in front of them, right where it needs to go. So that way it's the safest option. They just take their hand off here off the left side, which is your clutch handle. So that way you can take it off the safe side, if you will. Because this isn't always used. It's only used to shift. So they can grab a drink while riding down the freeway or riding wherever they want to go. So not only that, it's underneath the windscreen, so that way it's protected. It's not hitting wind, it's not in the way, it's not going to spin, or you don't have to worry about the wind factor. So you don't have to use this sturdy of material, if you will, so you're able to use cheaper components. It's also dead center, which makes it easier for like the center of gravity concept. So that way, like I said, it's on a little pedestal, it can swing side to side. So that way, whenever you go to take a heavy turn, it's going to kind of go with the flow of the bike. And yeah, that's about kind of why I went and picked that one instead. As you can see, the general concept of why I picked this also is that other cruisers or like Harley Davidson style bikes, they have extra handlebar area, things like that, where they're able to attach this. But as you can see, I have no place to really attach it, and if I try and put it here, it's going to hit my screen up here, it's going to hit on my gas tank. It's just, it doesn't have room anywhere to really attach a regular cup holder. And so I always think, I love taking my motorcycle everywhere, no matter where it's at. So why not actually develop something that I could utilize and actually think of, like that? That's why I thought about this, is I would love to be able to stop at a gas station, grab a drink, because this is my preferred vehicle. This is what I would take. And it's one of my 3 motorcycles that I actually own. So that's why I picked this one over the other one, is I do have a cup holder on my cruiser. So why not actually make one for my sports bike? That's where I came up with this idea. It's like, it would be nice to have this as well. And you know, it's fun stuff. So one of the other concepts real quick was to also think about changing like one of these foot pegs out, which was just too much of a hassle. Granted, I could use the pin, I can reuse some of this, I could actually probably attach it to the foot peg itself, but yet again, the wind factor comes into play, and you're taking out a major component. A foot peg costs about $50 a piece on average, so why remanufacture something I actually use? Because I do have quite a few friends that like to ride with me. So aside from that, yeah, that's pretty much what it is. So thank you for watching this video, and hopefully this project proves valid to somebody else as well. Have a good day.